Anxiety can paralyze a person. It seeks clarity, creates doubt, and makes even small problems appear enormous. That is why many people try to suppress fear or run away from it, yet by doing so, they often give it even more power. More than 2000 years ago, the Stoics already understood that true inner strength does not mean feeling no fear at all, but facing it with calmness, clarity, and self-control. While the world remains chaotic and unpredictable, Stoic philosophy teaches a different path, focusing on what is truly within one's power. Its principles show how people can remain calm in crisis, act courageously, and develop inner stability regardless of what happens externally. In this video, I will show you 5 Stoic principles that help you deal with anxiety more effectively. First, control only what is within your power. Stoic philosophy does not see anxiety as a weakness, but as a natural human reaction. What truly matters is how one responds to it. For the Stoics, inner strength does not come from suppressing unpleasant emotions, but from learning to think more clearly and act more consciously. A key aspect of this is distinguishing between what lies within our control and what does not. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus explained that people often suffer because they try to control the future, other people, or external circumstances. Yet this is exactly where uncertainty arises, because much of life remains unpredictable. According to the Stoics, peace of mind comes only when we direct our energy toward what we can actually influence, our thoughts, decisions, and actions. Instead of constantly asking whether everything will turn out well, we focus on acting rationally and courageously, regardless of the outcome. Second, imagine the worst case scenario. Another important principle is the so-called premeditatio malorum, the deliberate contemplation of possible difficulties. The Stoics believed that fear often appears greater than reality itself. That is why they recommended confronting potential problems calmly and rationally instead of suppressing them. Seneca wrote that people often suffer more from their imagination than from actual events. When you mentally ask yourself what could happen in the worst case scenario and how you would deal with it, fear loses part of its power. Many worries become less intense once they are clearly expressed and rationally examined. At the same time, this practice strengthens confidence in your own ability to handle difficulties. Third, remember impermanence. For the Stoics, everything is constantly changing. Success, pain, crisis, relationships, and even anxiety are never permanent. Marcus Aurelius repeatedly reminded himself how short-lived and temporary many problems are within the larger course of life. This mindset was not meant to make people sad, but to help them become calmer and more composed. When you understand that even difficult times will pass, fear often feels less overwhelming. At the same time, remembering the finiteness of life encourages us to use the present moment more consciously and to let ourselves be ruled less by small worries. Fourth, act despite fear. The Stoics also emphasized that courage doesn't mean the absence of fear. Courage is revealed in acting despite fear. Many people wait until they feel safe or fully ready before taking action. The Stoics saw this as a trap because fear often grows stronger through avoidance. Instead, they recommended taking small, concrete steps even when uncertainty is present. Through action, self-confidence gradually develops. Anyone who repeatedly experiences that they can survive difficult situations builds inner resilience. Anxiety then loses its paralyzing ability and becomes something that can be endured and overcome. Fifth, separate facts from the stories in your mind. Another central Stoic principle is separating facts from personal interpretations. People often do not react to reality itself, but to their thoughts about reality. An event quickly turns into a catastrophe in the mind, even though objectively nothing terrible has happened yet. That is why the Stoics trained themselves to consciously ask, what has actually happened, and what story am I telling myself about it? This distinction creates clarity. Those who learn not to immediately accept every thought as true gain greater control over their emotional reactions. As a result, they develop a calmer and more stable way of dealing with uncertainty and fear. Stoic philosophy shows that anxiety will never disappear completely, but it also doesn't have to control your life. Those who learn to distinguish between control and lack of control, examine difficult thoughts calmly, and act despite uncertainty, develop an inner strength that exists independently of external circumstances. Life itself does not necessarily become easier, but the person becomes more resilient. The most important realization is that true peace does not arise when everything finally becomes perfect, but when you learn to maintain a clear and stable mind even in the midst of chaos.